back. On today's video, I wanted to walk through two quick Instagram posts that talk about how to become wealthy if you start right when you're in your 20s. Now, I don't think these ought to be controversial. They may be. Let me know down in the comments below. The first one is from Dave Ramsey. Now, I don't agree with Dave Ramsey on everything, but I do think he gives people a basic foundation of how to start your money management. He did one of the largest studies of 10,000 millionaires in the country and found out how they became wealthy. From that, he's brought a whole bunch of data over, and some of it sounds like you'd expect and other does not. This particular one, though, should be something that everyone can follow. Let's jump right in.
You graduate from high school, marry before having a child, have that child after age 20. Only 8% of the people who do so will be below the poverty level. Fail to do it in that sequence, and 79% will be below the poverty level.
Pretty straightforward. That's statistic-based information. Does that mean you can't fall in love? Of course not. It means there's a order that people have found that works if you're trying to create wealth. There's a whole host of reasons that could be. We're not going to go into that in this video. Those are the stats that Dave found. Here's another one. This talks about different steps to take. Avoiding car loans, avoiding credit card debt, build your credit score, max out your Roth IRA. I'm going to have to refresh this because, of course, it kept going. Network with high achievers, budget to keep expenses low, create a second income stream. I apologize for this. They didn't let this go very long. Read more books, watch less TV, invest at least 10% of your income, build a 3 to 6 month emergency fund, and plan for financial freedom in your 40s, not 50s, 60s, or 70s like so many Americans have. Now, walking through why this is, avoiding car loans. If you have a car loan, a car is a depreciable asset. If you can avoid having a car loan at all, even if you have to drive a 3-color beater, that will save you more money than almost any other method. Of course, avoiding things like the expensive coffees and all these luxuries that you don't necessarily need, treating yourself every so often but not on a daily basis. Avoiding credit card debt. So many Americans have credit card debt and you become a slave to that debt. You're paying over 20% interest in most cases. And it's hard to recover from that. It's everything you buy, mark it up by 20% every single year, and everything that you buy on a credit card, and that's what you're doing. Building your credit score, a higher credit score affords you lower rate debt. It affords you better rates on your insurance. It's amazing all the things that a credit score does help. If you can have that, a high credit score, it opens doors that you wouldn't have otherwise. Maxing out your Roth IRA, especially in your 20s and your 30s. If you can do that, that will grow and compound over time. And as long as you understand how investing works, if you're able to invest in high quality investments that can generate solid returns, compound interest will make you wealthy in your 30s, 40s, 50s, and give you plenty of money to retire. Take your 401k job match. If your employer offers a 401k, there are people out there that will say, don't do that until XYZ. Take the match. A lot of companies offer dollar for dollar or 50 cents on the dollar returns. Even if it's on the lower end, I had my first employer offered a 50 cent on the dollar match up to 3%. Well, that was a 50% return on my money. Absolutely take that, and that will grow over time. Network with high achievers. High achievers are typically people that are focused on their future. If you are able to surround yourself with high achievers, you have a higher probability of becoming one as well because you take on the habits of the 5 closest people to you. Network with high achievers. Budget. Oh my gosh, I see so many people not budgeting, but stick to a budget. Have a budget. Understand where your money goes. As my wife says, give every dollar a job. Understanding where your money goes and what you're spending it on enables you to then redirect the money that's being wasted into investments and money that will generate you more money in the future. Read more books. Actually, I skipped one. Create a second stream of income. This could be a rental property. It could be a side gig. It could be a business that you start. It could be selling things on Etsy. Whatever it is, if you're able to generate a second income stream, that's just more revenue that comes in. And as Americans, yes, we work hard, but we also waste a lot of time. Sometimes we'll be sitting down and watching 2 to 3 TV shows a night. There's nothing wrong with that. but it's not helping you. It's not generating income for you. If you're able to watch a TV show and start a Etsy store, then you're able to do more things at once. Reading more books, watch less TV. Books generate mind activity. We have to use our imaginations. We're able to learn things, do things that we're not able to do otherwise through experiences. Books are a very good source of information that can then help us throughout our lives. Even if it's just entertaining books, it invigorates our mind more than a TV show. Investing at least 10% of your income, especially in your 20s and 30s. Every dollar, I think I saw a stat that every dollar you invest in your 20s can become $18 in the future. That's a pretty solid return. And also remember that every dollar you spend, times it by 18, and that's your future price as well. So make sure that you know where your money's going, and if you can invest 10% of your income, you're setting yourself far ahead from the majority of your peers. Building an emergency fund. This is something that my wife and I discovered early on, that especially at the time I was in a commission-based sales job, and the stress that you can have when you don't have a savings account in a commission-based sales job is immense. But if you have a 3 to 6 month emergency fund, that opens up all sorts of opportunities, like being able to get through the bad month or leave the employer if it's not an employer you want to stick with. Having that cushion, having that reserve, knowing you'll be okay, puts you in a whole different situation than someone who desperately needs their next paycheck. And then setting yourself up for financial freedom in your 40s. Not that you have to take a retirement in your 40s, but having that ability to say, I don't want to work anymore, or I don't work for this employer anymore, again, sets you apart from everyone else and lets you make decisions based on what's best for you, not what you need in the moment. I hope this type of content is helpful to you. If it is, please give us a like down below. If you'd like to see more of it, consider subscribing to the channel. And if you know someone who may benefit from this content, please do share. Thanks for being here. We'll see you on the next one.